Hello and welcome to another competitive group Ironman episode. This one will be a bit of a controversial one, and that's because within Elite Dungeon 4, the Juvenile Cerberus has been nerfed by 75% for Slayer. I don't know why this took them 3 years, because this was a massive issue on the Fresh Start Worlds promotion event, in which case players were getting 99 for the Halo, 120 Slayer for the Inverted Cape, in which case they were selling it for between 8 to 12 billion GP. And then come this game mode, after a couple of streamers were notified on Thursday, they're like, this will be getting nerfed Monday. You need to do this. One of the streamers did tell me on Friday, he's like, hey, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but you need to do this now. So I was like, you know what? Let the Slayer grind begin. Before actually training Slayer, there's one very important thing, and that will be making bracelets. The Headhunter's Sacrifice speeds up tasks that are very painful. For instance, let's say you get 180 blue dragons, and those are hobo tasks. These do require opal gems. Now, if you want maximum experience, you want to use the Headhunter's Thrill, which requires the topaz gems. These are used for the demon and dragon slayer assignments that the raptor does give. Keep in mind, both of these gems do require silver ore into silver bars. I kind of understand why they did nerf the puppy by 75%, but I wish they nerfed it by about 50%. And although, yes, you can argue this puppy is very good because you get high alchebos, amazing Slayer experience. In fact, one demon task can get you 62 Slayer. If you were to get a Hellhound task, players are able to get about 75 or 76. Granted, they're using the Slayer bracelet and the Slayer dedication aura. And you also get those Dungeoneering tokens, which is needed for chaotic weapons, Imp Charmer, Bone Crusher, that Herbicide. There was so many utilities that the Dungeoneering tokens did give. Although now I think more people will be killing the Demon Ashlord and Berserkers within the wilderness because they give more Slayer experience. But instead of very good common drops, you are able to get a little bit of high alchebos, which is probably that Ori Calcum tier 60 salvage, which you can break down, or high alch, and you also do get that 4,400 Slayer experience. If players were using the Demonic Skull, I believe you get 20 or 25% more Slayer experience within the wilderness. But lately, people have been doing that method, bringing the skull, and it's been a hot spot. It's been very, very dangerous for a lot of accounts now. I think it'll be time for me to buy the dinosaur breeding pen, although I am struggling with beans since we're not able to produce enough animals for free, as I am using them to buy frogs every single day. Granted, I am getting on average about 45,000 farming experience a day. It's just my beans, I'm not really profiting at all. Oh no, I need 100,000 wood, vines, and stones. I'm not even close to having 50,000 as my limit. Oh my goodness, it's actually real. I got the Jadinko at 528 caught. It has a 1 out of 500. Those chins, I went 7,899 dry, and that had a drop rate of 1 out of 1,500. This is so good. Now I just need hope to get another one. Don't mind if I get another antique lamp for an effigy, which will be going into summoning. This should, yep, the best number ever, 59 summoning. Once I do get 60 summoning, however, I do have a chance to get the Queen Black Dragon as a Reaper task. So I'm trying to hold off as much as possible until I get anti-fires or super anti-fires, so I'm able to do the Queen Black Dragon for Dragon Bones and all of the rare drop table that she does drop, and a ton, and I mean a ton of U logs and magic logs. Dustinian Cache, the most relaxing thing ever if there is absolutely no one here, and that is because playing this with other people is the most stressful thing in the world. There was a game earlier, there was 4 people. When I crest, every single one decided to crest as well, and then when I decrest, 8 seconds later, they all decrest. So for whatever reason, they kept wanting to sync up with my timer. I have no idea why, but wow. This is very, very relaxing when it's just yourself. Time for the monthly oyster. Ooh, nice collection log. Got both items and I don't even have to wait a week. Was able to get a monthly reset token, and I will definitely always be putting this on the oyster. Well, I did not expect just how good fishing experience you would get from this. This brought me to 70, which means I have access to gathering the Fury Shark outfits. Getting the Skull Scepter probably took about 15 minutes. Extremely easy. I mean, all you have to do is fight the specific monsters on each floor, and then you'll be getting a piece. Afterwards, you'll be able to teleport outside, and then every single floor. It's mainly important for clue scrolls and for the raptor task, since he assigns a lot of undead, skeletons, zombies, and all that stuff, which you're able to do either here or the Lumbridge Catacombs for speedy tasks. Only 7 more levels to go until I'm able to do the Falador Hard Achievement task set, and to unlock Piety, Augury, Rigor, and then whatever the necromancy ability is. Now that the God Banner is fully built, we now have also gotten a Relic helm, which is pretty useless. Now, the most important thing is the skill boost. For combat, this will boost your stats by +5, and it will act like an overload in the sense that once your stats are drained, it will replenish them every 15 seconds, and it will boost all your combat stats by 5. Option 2, the skill boost. Right here, you're able to choose any skill boost. This will be very good for divination, since we'll be able to make sign up orders. And lastly, the agility buff. The third option gives your boost to agility by +5 levels for 30 minutes, which means you're able to do the Anachronia dinosaur course at 80 agility instead of the normal 85, meaning if it's a dinosaur roar, you might get a couple levels pushing you to the 85 even quicker. Outweigh me. 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67. Finally, after 4 hours, the Slayer task is completed. The total loot is 6.1 mil with some nice 91 large salvage that I'm able to high alch, which I believe that's almost 3 mil cash, and the same thing with a huge bladed rune salvage that do high alch for 40k each. Hello, Dungeoneering shop. Give me that charming imp for 100,000 dungeon tokens. I still have 178. What's special about this charming imp is you're able to right click configure, and since we'll be doing the abyss, you want to eat the abyssal charms. That means every time I would normally get these type of charms, he will instead give me 6 experience per charm. Had a Barrow's Reaper, never doing this again. This was not enjoyable at all. 69 Slayer turning in this daily challenge has brought me to 72 Slayer, and guess what? I got another Hellhound task. 73, 74, 79 Dungeoneering, 75. Bet you didn't see this coming. 89 Necromancy, 76, 77, 78, 79. Well, this is certainly a wonderful achievement. 90 Necromancy. I'm now able to make my weapons to tier 90, along with having a lot of access to improved ritual sites tier 3. For example, the powerful Necroplasm, powerful Communion, and along with 50% critical strike damage. Oh, and almost forgot to make my weapons and armor to tier 90. Another great Slayer method is with the Demon task. Instead of killing Cerberus, players are able to kill the greater demon berserkers, which do reward 4,400 Slayer experience. With 80 Slayer, I now have access to killing Revenants, which will be very handful as they drop tier 78 armor that does degrade to dust, but don't worry, it will last probably about 40 or 50 hours, and this is a massive DPS. For example, let's say for magic, I'm very unlucky at Susaroth. If I can get these Revenants to drop me Zorios, that would be tier 78, in which case I could bring to Zamorak and start killing him faster to get the tier 75 subjugation. My screen's going to look a little bit funny, and that is so that you're able to look at the treasure chest from camping Cerberus. So let's have a look. 14.1 mil. Look at that, 55 rune salvage I will have to high alch. So let's take that right now. Let me see. The other one, 58 wine of Zamrock. That can be quite good for herblore. Same thing with, what? Grimy Marintells. What? That's the most noobiest herb ever. 15 elite clues. And the Dark Mika, that might be good. The Phasmonite, that's perfect for smithing. Let's go to the next one. 41 alchemical keys. I'll have to see what that actually is. Let me see. 10 slither of strength. It's going to be amazing. And I also got 5 powers and 38 onyx dust, although I will need 100 to make an onyx. These runes are actually pretty nice in my opinion. I mean, the def is amazing since that's needed for, I believe, archaeology. The stone sprites are actually pretty good too. The potions, I mean, it might be good since we're able to decant them to 3 dose. And wait, what? Actually, I think that's all the supersets I needed, so that's even better. Now that I am finally a millionaire, once I do high alch all of the alchables I did get, it's probably about a little close to 5 million GP. With this, I'll be throwing it all into the Miscellaneous Kingdom, although first I will need to do that quest line, and Miscellaneous Kingdom is very important as you're able to get mahogany and maple logs, which will be needed for Fort Foundry. And with that, thank you all so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.